you very, very much. That was very kind. Thank you for having me again. Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Now.
Hi. Yes, just a bit of it. Thank you. I look without a little bit of stubble now. I just look like a very tired child. So I keep a little bit just to age me up slightly.
In the clip we just saw, though, it was much bigger. It had like a life of its own.
Yes, So I definitely I grew the beard for that, and then we had to at one point do reshoots for it, and I had shaved and done another film in between, so we had to like put a fake beard on for a few shots, and they put it on, and I was like, this is ridiculous. This is not right. And then I saw pictures, and I was like, oh no, I had literally let myself go.
Do people recognize you as much with the beard?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah,
the voice,
they do, but
eyes.
they're just like, he's, you know, what's happened to him? It just makes the moment of recognition, like they think I've like fallen on hard times or something. But yeah, no, I kind of, I like any excuse to be told not to shave for a few months is great. Yeah.
Well, it looks good.
Thank you very much.
I like it.
Good.
It's very
Thank
cool.
You. I'm trying.
But you know, as we mentioned, starring as Harry Potter is really what launched your career.
Well, yes.
Come on, I mean, and we recognize you under that beard or not. And I'm told one of your favorite memories was a prank that was pulled. Tell us about that.
It was just some people may have heard this story, but we were doing this huge, like very big but very quiet scene in the Great Hall with like 300 extras, and we were all lying in sleeping bags, and we were all sleeping in there for the scene. And then Michael Gambon and Alan Rickman, two of the most esteemed actors in England, were doing this scene, and suddenly this as I remember it, I think there's footage of it. I haven't watched it, so I could be remembering it wrong. Just like this fart noise started happening, and I, of course, being 14, like trying to keep it together is like the worst thing. Like trying to hold in laughter is the hardest thing. So I just like started laughing and ruined this very big take, and then discovered that the fart machine had been planted by Alan Rickman. It was like, it was just one of those things where you just go, oh yeah, sure. We're a room full of like 8 to 15-year-olds, and Alan Rickman and Michael Gambon are the ones doing fart machine games.
So, I find it very interesting that you've actually had body parts molded for some of your movie roles.
Yeah.
What was that process like, and what was your favorite body part?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say favorite, but like the one that's a story is like, I mean, I've had like cast for a few things, and I've had my face cast for Potter and various different things. And then I did a film called Swiss Army Man, which probably not very many people have seen it, but it involves my butt is used in various ways in this film as a prop at certain times. So they had to do a mold of my behind, and there is no dignity in that process. It is you are bent over with your junk in a sock, and somebody I've been granted permission to say junk, it's okay. And then somebody coats your behind in, you know, silicone resin or whatever, and then you stay there for a while, and then you get up, and then you hope that the guy who did it is trustworthy and that you're going to be good friends after that.
But Daniel, you have fans from all over the world. Have they ever surprised you with anything that really caught you off guard?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm very lucky in that I've got like amazing fans, and generally I don't seem to have the plethora of like crazy. I always say girls have it a lot worse with like crazy dudes, but like I've generally been very lucky. A couple of things that stand out. Like, I was filming in Canada once, and we were filming in a small town, and every night the town would kind of come out and get stuff signed because they knew we were there. And I guess somebody tweeted that was happening, and then like a night later, there were these two girls who I think had come from Mexico and had literally seen on Twitter that I was signing in this small town in British Columbia, and they packed 2 bags full of Harry Potter stuff and just got on a plane and came out, and told me that, and I was like, well, give me everything, I'll sign it. Like, you've come from Mexico. And then actually another time I was in Mexico, and my fans all clubbed together to buy me a mariachi band who like serenaded me outside my hotel room. I did not ask for that, I would like to say, but it was very, very kind of that. Just like a weird, amazing moment. Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I want to talk about your new show, Miracle Workers. It looks so great. It's such a clever concept. Tell us about it and about your character, Craig.
Yeah, so basically it's set in heaven, except heaven is a much lowlier department than we would all perhaps like to have believe it would be. And it's sort of forgotten about up there, but my character is a guy called Craig, who takes an immense amount of pride in like answering people's prayers for lost keys or lost gloves. Very trivial stuff, but he kind of is so terrified of failing that he sets himself just like tiny goals. And then Eliza, who's Geraldine's character who comes in, kind of convinces him to be a bit bolder. Ultimately, the job of our characters over the course of the series is to convince God not to end the world and open a restaurant instead, which is his new thing.
And then you and Eliza, you help two people fall in love?
Yes,
What are the kind of challenges that you go through while you're doing that?
Our goal is to to answer one prayer that God has deemed impossible, and if we answer it, then he won't end the world. Our prayer is to get these two wonderful human beings, Sacha Compere and John Bass, to kiss. And their characters are both two incredibly awkward, shy human beings that we are just forcing to get together, including, you saw them in a basketball game there. That's our attempt to get them on a kiss cam in the hope that that might make it happen. But basically, we ruin their lives for 2 weeks in an effort to get them to kiss. That's the thing. It's both a very dark show and an incredibly sweet show.
Yeah. It looks so original and funny, and you're always brilliant. Daniel Radcliffe, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
We love having you. Miracle